Dear 2024, thank you for pushing me, encouraging me to grow, expand, emerge, hurt, heal, let go, and most importantly, have faith in the unknown. If you could please put in a good word for me to 2025.
So I've decided to do something completely different than I've ever done here on YouTube. For years, I went live and then I have transitioned into a few edited how-to videos, and I'm gonna keep doing those. With Matt's help, stop in these little moments and film some things that I think might be helpful. So while I'm getting set up today for my Creative Connection, it's a Friday training that I do every Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time. Well, there's some things here that I realized that I could share with you. So let's just say you are also like me and you're in your studio and you spend a lot of times on the computer or doing meetings and you decide you don't want to sit down. So this is what I did. I took this drawing table, which is an antique drawing table I found on Marketplace for $50, and I've raised it all the way up to the top, the highest height that it will go. It's like an old drafting table. I said drawing, drafting. Hopefully you know what I mean. It's super cute. I've raised it up. So now for my meeting, it's gonna be 40 minutes. I could be standing, but it gives me a little bit more movement and flexibility. And also I feel more energetic when I'm standing. The rest of the day, I might be sitting in my chair, need to really be focused, but this allows me for more movement and it allows me to be more physical, which a lot of us who are creatives spend too much time sitting. So I'm getting ready to start my weekly training in my Creative Connection, and I allow them to ask any questions they want, like any question, right? It's a paid membership. So I show up on Fridays and I read through the questions that they've dropped throughout the week, and I just go through and I answer them live. So I've got my computer set up where I can read the questions, and then I also have my phone here. And that's where I'll actually stream live within the group. And then I've got my questions right here. I've also got my accountability board. For example, we have Laura Louise wanting to do Pilates every week. Earlier, we had a heart talk, same group of people, and it was on passion projects. And I gave them advice on how they could determine their own personal passion projects for 2025. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to go back to my hot press paper. For this next one, I want to do a fashion illustration. And so this is the Fabriano watercolor 140 pound hot press. And this is the watercolor paper I have been using for the last couple of years. And we're gonna do a fashion illustration sketch. So in my latest retreat last October, I told everybody, you've got 10 minutes and let's do a fashion illustration. Grab one inspiration, stroll through Pinterest, however that works for you. And yeah, it was really fun, but it's one of those exercises that really forces you to not overthink. So I'm gonna do one of those now. I've been collecting images and, well, for one, they made really good Christmas presents. And two, it's an excellent exercise in moving quickly and being very, very loose.
So I don't remember if I said already that my paper was a 9x12, but I'm using the Sharpie pens, and I think they're like the Crown or Creative Pens by Sharpie, that's what it is. And I'm timing myself for just 15 minutes and keeping the loose feeling. I realized really quickly that I messed up her hat, that I should have done more of a seamless design. So I ended up adding flowers from my imagination to her hat. And then after I did that one, I went with something a little, what I felt like would be easier. I realized immediately I got her cheeks the wrong color. They were more peachy than I planned. I needed that pink. You can see in my palette, there's one that's a little bit more, I have a gouache in there that I have hand mixed. Anyway, I really do love how she turned out. And this again was a 15-minute, really keeping that loose look going. I want to be able to incorporate more of that into my acrylics. So I am going to look for Rachel's address. No, phone number. You need her phone number, right?
because we need to ship a painting, don't we? And I need phone number and email. So I'm looking to see if she has ever ordered something else. I'm looking for her phone number. What are you doing? Here we go. Nope, is that her?
So I'm not gonna lie, I keep finding myself working on things and jumping from next project to project and forgetting that we're doing a recording and we're working on something new and we're starting the new year with a new style for YouTube. And so I go back and forth between, my gosh, you forgot. And I'm doing things and then going, let's redo that. And it's just this new, again, when you start anything new, you don't know what's going to be best. But I also just wanted to keep this a very creative, behind the scenes, super casual style of video. But really, give me a comment, let me know, hey, I would love to know how you do this, or I would love to see how you do this. I really would really appreciate that fabric. And I also meant to say that feedback. So right now I'm actually creating content. I'm taking a little bit of time just to paint. I have some new brushes and some new supplies that I'm excited to be playing with, but I am an editor and I have a magazine. And so I spend a lot of my time creating content, visual images. The volume that we're going to be working on is spring, and it's up to me to kind of set the tone for what that's going to look like. So I'm creating new works of art in my journal. I'm going to be working on some acrylic paintings and start our photography. So January will be filled with content days where I have to create visuals that will back up the stories to go in the magazine. And sometimes I get it right. Normally I will have 1,000 photos that I've taken. And of course, in a magazine, we can use like 20 of them. So we're trying to get the best of the best. So right now it's just a creative play day and I'm working on capturing spring-inspired images. On Thursday, I do a live finger painting class in my group. So what I'm doing is starting on part 2. You can see the canvas hanging on the wall. That is part 1, where I use my fingers with the DIY paint because it's clay-based. And we're on our 4th year of this group, and finger painting is one of those things where I think I have really broadened my artistic ability, and I've done so by this exercise. I haven't found anything as significant or as powerful as literally getting my hands in the paint. So I'm prepping, kind of planning out what I want to do. We've got the ring lights set up. We've kind of moved the studio table, and I called Matt in there to kind of help me with this. And it looks like I'm making a huge mess, but this is the day I get so excited for because I just get to play in the paint. Water bottle. And guess what? I still have to text the group and tell them that we'll be live in 5 minutes. Everybody loves these little reminders, so I let them know, hey, even though it's the same time every week, people get busy and do things. So, hey team, exclamation point. We're gonna be live in 5 minutes, continuing part 2 of our finger painting today. I'll see you there, exclamation point. Want to paint with me? Woodsy?
No.
What I love about this is the art of engaging all of your senses, and there are very few creative practices when it comes to art and design and even with furniture painting that actually allow you to engage all of your senses. And it's therapeutic on top of all of that. So when I'm actually, you know, like how gardeners get their fingers in dirt, this is the same thing. And with this paint, particularly being clay-based, there's 0 harmful toxins in it, so I don't have to worry about it. I've even put it on my hair and on my face. So we got to add a description to this live. Let's play. So what I've done first is I'm going to make sure that I spray each of the pink areas with just a little bit of water. And I did subconsciously go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are those 5 areas. And so I'm going to do one more layer of them. And this one we may actually not pull the color back off. We'll just see how well I do with this. But just a drizzle, right? Just a tad drizzle of this pink in here takes that yellow and green to another level. And because I'm using the photo as a kind of this inspiration, and this is a palette for me that's really kind of hard to stick with. Y'all know that. You know I want to add blue a little bit, which guess what? I think I'm going to add a little bit of blue. But
I just wanted to tell you that one of the best things that you can do for yourself is set yourself up for success, right? Like that's a thing. But what I do, what works for me is actually just having my journal right here. So I always have something handy, always open, always ready to go with my supplies nearby. So my supplies are here. Yes, it looks like a mess because I just finished that finger painting live in my group. But I always have my watercolors just out, and you might not have that type of space, but even if it's a tiny little table or I don't know, somewhere you can just always have quick, I've got 15 minutes to sit down. Because if I have to put all this up and get it out every single time, it's likely not going to happen. Every area to ignite your creativity.
What are you doing?
I am filming for Lori Siebert. I'm going to be speaking at the Rebloom conference next May in Madison, Indiana, and she's asked me to do kind of like a little promo. And so I was coming in here in the best light, which is the south-facing window, if you ever needed to know that, guys. And just kind of doing a little reel that I'm going to try to post today and collaborate with her. So happy to do that. And then I'm going to make some Christmas cards real quick because, baby, we got to get gifts in the mail. I'm going to watercolor some just like cards for my team members and wrap them up in this velvet ribbon. And then this also needs to go out, Matt. This is a finger painting that sold, and I promised her we'd get it out by Friday, but I've got to touch up the sides. So hopefully I'll have that ready today. What are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing. Not doing anything.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing today?
No, I have a ton of stuff to do today.
Like what?
Like, I have to finish these cards right now, and then I have a call with my Michelle at 1, and then I'm recording a podcast at 2, and then I have a coaching call at 3, and then I have my Mindset Mastery group at 4:30 to 6:30 with those group of ladies because they are killing it in their mindset transformations.
All right.
So then I plan on eating. Wait, don't forget, I gotta eat.
You lost me.
I am one of those people that always leaves the sides last. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation. It's just one of my quirks, I guess. I am getting this painting ready to ship and send, and before I do that, I put the top coat, clear coat on it, and then also touch up the sides, get it really clean, sign it, and get everything ready. And so this is an easiest way. I'm using the shortstop brush from my collection, and easy breezy. Okay, I wanted to do some custom watercolor gift tags. This is going to be for some of my teammates and their gifts this year. So I wanted to do a red ornament. The paper is actually 100% cotton, and it's from my heirloom journals. I just tore out a page, tore it into strips, and I'm playing around with various shades, trying to capture the light just right. And I'm going to end up putting a blue ribbon on each of the ornaments. I flipped them over, signed them, and put them in their gifts before we sent them off. I don't always have time after dinner to come back into the studio because I start usually working on emails and planning for the day ahead, but I did, and I found a jar in my cabinet where there were some brushes. So my mom's friend had given them to me because her mom passed away and she was an artist. And so I wanted to play around with these new to me old brushes. And so I'm continuing the content for the magazine. I know I'm going to be taking photographs of these. And so I'm just really kind of playing with the new brushes and mixing those with some of the soft pastels. You can see the color of this teal on that brush, a little bit of roll, and it's just bringing me so much joy. I literally had like 20 minutes, and this was a lot of fun. I'm adding a few details to these flowers. Now, this is my mom's Christmas gift. I started it back in November, and I would walk away from it, put it up on the wall, stare at it for a few days, and come back to it. And this is the final layer of white petals. My hope was this would really help these flowers pop off of the page. So I'm using my angled brush, and I'm excited and nervous all at the same time for her to see it. And surprisingly, I did not send her any peeks at all. So now I'm working on the sides, cleaning that up, using again my shortstop brush, matching the color on the front, and getting it perfectly ready for my mom's Christmas gift. So here's a really sneak peek into my closet where I tend to record. I'm sitting on the floor in my closet recording so the audio sounds its best. I don't have a mic with me, and I am recording some voiceovers. And because, well, age, I've got my readers on and I'm sitting in my robe because I haven't gotten ready yet. But I recorded 4 little intros, no, 5 for this video because I can't decide the overall messaging that I want to have in this video, the hook right at the beginning, and I can't decide. So I just texted him. He's at the grocery store, and I said, I'm going to need you to decide. I've recorded 5 for you. But looky here. Why not? It's time for the gym.
What are you doing?
Always running.
Where are you going?
Running late, going to the gym. Got to meet Mom. It's Christmas Eve, but I want to get one more day of walking in. Probably won't go tomorrow. And it's Monday, which means I've got meetings. And then I'm thinking, I bet most of my meetings are canceled, which means there's paperwork in there. And how sad is it and boring that I'm going to do taxes? I'm going to work on October and November totals. And I'm going to get into the studio at some point today. Do you need me to do something? Have you got all the gifts wrapped? You got all the gifts wrapped, don't you? Yeah. Thank you for that. But we had a great weekend, and spent it with family and friends, and did so many fun things. And I woke up this morning feeling super grateful. I found a new artist online that, although our styles are super different, I'm inspired by her. I don't know, just us doing this art vlog feels, I don't know. I don't really know what people are going to want. And I feel as vulnerable as I did when I first started painting online, because I'm putting my shoes on and you're filming me. But on the other hand, I also think it's really important to see how other people manage their businesses and manage their lives and manage their work. And so for me, I have to start in the morning, and my lips are dry. So I have to have something on my lips, just a little glossy gloss. Can't stand dry lips. It's cloudy and rainy today, which means it's going to be cloudy and rainy, I think, all week. I think I checked the forecast. Am I jumping around? Yeah, I am. So I'm going to go walk with Mom, get that burning there, my muscles going. It really sets the tone. So I always, Monday through Friday, hit the gym, and Mom and I catch up, and then I'll get home, answer emails, do things that have to be done before the break, and then I'm gonna get in there and start on paperwork.
Do you want to help me, honey?
Nope.
Yeah. And then really, I should take a break and do some colors. And so Matt, when we do that, will you film me do that too?
Nope.
Did you hear my belly rumble?
I heard it.
Oh boy. All right, I gotta go. Thank you, honey.
So back into the studio. I mean it when I say I feel as vulnerable as I did when I first started doing live video, because change is just different, right? Like as a creative entrepreneur, not only does our style change and develop, our business has to shift and develop. And then having open communication with people that actually purchase your workshops, are a part of your membership, who are buying your products. Find out what it is they want and what they want to see. And as social media is ever changing, so are our creative businesses. We have that word pivot that people overuse, but it's really, really true. And so sitting down, learning something new, such as watercolor for me, the same is true with this new format of video, and exposing the messy behind the scenes has always been a challenge for me, not because I'm worried so much about you judging me, but me allowing such a part of myself to be seen, I suppose. It's just, I don't even have the words for it right now. So I just keep sitting down thinking about the colors and these new projects that I'm doing and what my why is. My why always drives me and helps me overcome my fears. And really, I want 2025 to be the year that I really just don't take myself so seriously. I hope you don't either. I encourage you to think about a word for 2025. My word for 2024 was emergence, and I think that is a strong, powerful word that gives me direction and really just makes me feel in alignment with the direction I'm going. I have not decided on a 2025 word, but I will let you know in the next video. So meanwhile, I am just still working with this new brush, creating content, planning courses. I have an intention setting workshop coming up on January 3rd inside my Creative Connection group. I have a mindset mastery group getting ready to launch and a leadership lab. And meanwhile, I'm just painting and playing.
We may or may not get a video out every single week, kind of an art vlog style. It's going to be much more casual. It might be me sitting on the floor preparing something and Matt just saying, hey, what are you doing? So honestly, I would love your feedback on this. I would really love, what do you want to know? What could I give you that would add value to your life, to your art practice? And share it with me. Put it in the comments, send me an email. And as a content creator, it's kind of pointless if I'm giving you content that you don't really want to see, right? So let me know, give me your feedback. And while you're gaining perspective and tips, I'm also gaining this sense of self and understanding how I too can add value, which of course that helps each other, doesn't it? So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again in the next video.